Hey, so I thought we should capture this moment live on YouTube. Hey, what's up, YouTube? You guys remember when I mentioned the bull market started on April 9th? That's right. And now it's almost a month later, and you're still trying to wait for that next shoe to drop or the rug pull or whatever some other bullshit mantra of the bear. I invented the mantra of the bear. You're looking at the ex president of the bear market association, if there was one, right? But I also am a recovering addict from 2012, 2013, 2014, and somewhat into 2015, as I remember, just fighting the market, refusing to believe that the worst was over, waiting for the other shoe to drop or the rug pull, and it never came. And inevitably, you're just blowing yourself up and you wasted a good 2 years or 3 years, or in this moment, 3 weeks while waiting for something that may happen or addressing what is happening. That's how you stay a consistently good trader. Address what is happening. What's happening right now is the same day as the other day and the same day as the last 3 weeks. The bears are trapped. They think it's going to get worse. They don't want to give up. And every tick higher, some give up. But what they do best, as I know I'm one of them, they'll add to the short position, thinking, hey, if I'm right and we could just pull back tomorrow or the next day, I'll make some of this money back. Right. So now they're adding to the short. So when we don't go down the next day, they have to cover twice as much. And on the other side over there, that guy over there, he's been waiting. Remember when Palantir, you said you were going to buy it under 80 and then it was at 68 and you didn't buy it? Now it's at 120 and you're buying it. Oh, I nailed you, right? Right. But then the other guy over there, you're going to wait for it to go back to 80. That guy's still waiting for 60. So basically, everybody who's on the sidelines are still on the sidelines, right? Because they always have this plan in their head, right? That, oh, if we get to this price, I'm going to buy it. And then we get to those prices and they think of a reason not to buy. And they'll just wind up buying at all-time highs. So the bears are looking for pullbacks so they can cover their short. The buyers are looking for pullbacks so they can buy. And who's selling? Right. Nobody. So the only selling goes on at the beginning of the day, right? Where they try to get the sellers out of the way, you get some chop, and inevitably we're in a boring bull market again where we generally just grind higher and resolve ourselves to the upside. And in this case, if you're watching the market today, it took a little bit longer than usual to get to the orange line, but that's the nature of this market we're in now. The volatility has come down somewhat, right? You still have elevated VIX, somewhat, right? Somewhat elevated VIX, but not. I mean, the VIX was, the UVIX was over 100 at one point. UVXY was 57.50. It's at 27.85 now. Also, that gave you the all clear signal 3 weeks ago when they started to crash, right? And then what you were looking for was what? Tesla reported earnings, and the response was good to bad numbers, right? So now we've rallied for 5 weeks or 3.5 weeks. And what did we notice yesterday or Friday? Numbers, Amazon, Apple were not great. The reaction to the stocks. If this was the raging bull market as it was 2 weeks ago, Apple would have shook off those news and would have went green. But Apple and Amazon are showing you that maybe we're running out of steam up here. Yes, after 100-point move in the Qs. Why? You think? The market already needs a correction from the move that it was already in, which some people are saying are still part of the correction. So is it a bull market or is it a bear market? Does it matter? No. Is this my favorite? It's a bear market rally. It's not to be trusted. So when does that end? All-time highs? So the bear market, it's always a bear market rally until we're at all-time highs. See how it doesn't make any sense? That's why you trade what you see, right? And what you see is GPUS has been a shit ton of fun. The kids has been awesome. Reddit, ridiculous. Still in the QQQ trade from 4 hours ago, which is long-term investing. And let me show you some charts. Or not, because I shut it off. Or maybe I can find them again. Where'd they go? Or not. Or do, or don't. Or do it, or don't do it. All right. Here's the Qs. We're still long the Qs because why not be long the Qs? Right? That was the idea, the first notion of the day. Hey, the market's red. As if we're going to stay red because the market never goes down. Right? We're back. We're so back. Right? And even if we're not back, our back, get it? Even if we're not back, let the market tell you that we're not back. And right there, I thought for a second, we're not back. When we rolled over and broke VWAP and I'm getting stopped out of my long trade, I'm like, all right, we're breaking here. If we break here, we're going to go to the lows of the day and then maybe Jerry Orbach this whole day. And you know what happened? Not that. So then what it looked like was about to be a sell-off turns into what? The fake out, shake out, back above the VWAP, back above range breaks. I should have been buying here, didn't. But then you got a little faux show, bro, right here. Why not buy? Why not buy? Make the 2 points. And now in the middle of the day, where are my option players, right? The middle of the day, now you're talking about options that are expiring in 3 hours? Do it. So you're not buying a $486 stock? All right, cool. Buy the 486 calls for today, right? QQQ, 486. And you'll see why I trade at the money options. They trade with the stock, right? There's the faux show. And you're a buyer at 167. Sold some at 2, right? Here, they almost came for us, but we're using the lows of that move right there. That's 135. You might have stopped out of some, maybe even some more right there. That's why you don't sell your entire position at one price. You never do. And the next thing you know, they're at 250, and now you're selling another couple of contracts. Now, 2 is you're out. But chances are you're not going to have to sell these because they're the 486s, and intrinsically they're worth 250. So there's only 16 cents of, you know what? Is it extrinsic? I guess it's extrinsic value. I never used that word, but intrinsic value, you guys understand the difference, right? Yeah, I'm talking to you, option trader. So intrinsic value is how much the stock is in the money. So if you're buying a 486 and the stock's at 488.46, you have 246 worth of intrinsic value. So the option contract's only trading with 10 cents on top of that. You want to see something else exciting? Here, here's GPUS, right? The only other stock I've traded, kids, the Qs. I actually didn't even trade my Reddit. I'll show you the Reddit first, right? Let me get rid of the orange lines for you. Again, Reddit was on my menu today, and I didn't do it. Look how beautiful, right? There's the faux show from the morning. This bro didn't happen, but you got paid, and then it faux show bros again under VWAP break to the orange line. Blue line to orange line. Orange line acts as resistance again, and then you got a mini faux show bro right there. So 6 different times you could have bought Reddit and got paid. And then the prior day VWAP retrace, triple top. This time it doesn't roll over, breaks it. Look at the note. That's the next move. That's the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. So that's when it actually went from red to green. That's why this trade's still pretty damn good. So now let's go. Let's look at the Qs, right? So the Qs, right? If you're risk averse, right? Am I getting right? Adverse tolerance. Risk averse, you raise your stop now to prior day VWAP, which is sort of close by. I mean, you're talking about 60 cents at a $400, $500 stock. So I usually use the pivot point itself, right? So I'd rather not sell here because obviously, I think we're going to 490 into the close, right? Yeah, I guess. I mean, in this case, look how many times we've hit it. I usually go slightly under there. So the idea is they probably will get you out if you tighten up the stop too much. But I don't mind putting it $1 away. That's not even $1. 487.65, right? Chances are you're not gonna have to worry about it. But here, take a look at GPUS, right? This stock, ridiculous, right? And this is, I was watching somebody this morning. Somebody said, "Hey, there's a guy on YouTube. He reminds me a lot of you." And he was trading pre-market. And a lot of what he was saying was accurate, but he was talking about how you have to be the first one in. He's like, you want to be the first one in. Nobody's the first one in. Unless you knew the news before the news came out. No one's the first one in. So erase that. How about the second one in? Second one in, it was pretty good too, right? So right here, he was talking about buying this dip. He wasn't talking about VWAP. He was just talking about buying the dip, setting stops at these lower candles, which I dig because that's how I trade. And it actually turned into another pretty good trade, right? So the second person in did really well. Fast forward to the third person in or the fourth person in, me, right? I was like, hey, GPUS, this one was hot all morning. Hey, here you go. They're smashing it at the open some more, never breaks down, breaks the VWAP, gave it a shot, 350, got to 390. That's a day's pay right there. It doesn't look like a lot, but look at the best move. Fake out, shake out. You didn't get the shake out. Usually the second candle is lower than the first one. Breaks VWAP, comes right back. So it's more of a shakeout. It wasn't a faux show. But look at that. Look at this beautiful move. 360 got you up to almost $5. Now, here's where the fun part got started, kids. If you know anything about tape reading, and now you do because you've been hanging with me, size on the offer when you have momentum is usually a buyer. They start to stack the offer, pretending that there's overhead supply, because that used to be a thing. Holy shit, there's 6 million shares for sale at 5 and another 100 quarter million at 5 1/8. This ain't going anywhere. And that used to actually work. Now they stack the offers, right? And this, I don't know, I'm not sure. I wasn't there for that. But we were buying it because it was breaking the new high. Boof! Breaks the new high, rips right back, starts to sell off, and all it became was fake out, shake out. And if you didn't buy the first 495 break, you got the second one. This one was more important because it tested the break. 495 break, rips, pulls back, holds it, and then you were off to the races. And obviously, you know the end of the story. Stock went to 850, right? And in between there, you had another faux show bro moment right there. And again, now that you've hit this is still looks decent. I'm waiting to see if they smash it again to 595. And same thing with the kids. This one I pretty much gave up on for the day after it rolled over and died, and then it still came back. So if they come back, faux show bro, I should have been buying it here. Faux show bro, I should have been buying it here. But if you're seeing the faux show under the VWAP and then you still break VWAP, buy it, because that fake out, shake out under the VWAP already fucked people up. The shorts are trapped. The longs got out at a bad price. Then, it was what? We're talking about an hour? Yeah, about an hour later, it's breaking VWAP. I'm in. Sure, I missed the best price, but those prices where I should have bought it are now my danger zones on the way out. So if I'm buying here at 678, first danger zone's right there. That spiked down, and then the 620. Normally, you're not risking 80 cents on a $7 stock, but this is a $7 stock that's been ripping in 3-point increments. That's the difference. So you take that into consideration. And by the way, do not sell the Qs. Do not short the Qs. Do not get out of the Qs. Who's talking about buying puts? Who's talking about buying puts? Who's talking about buying puts? Oh, I thought somebody said you were buying puts. So why buy the 486s when the Qs are 488? Now, those are the ones that some of us are in right now. Plus, you want to buy in the money options. So if you're buying Qs right now, you're buying 488s. No, it was the 486s when your faux show broad over here. 485 or 486s, or over here, the 486s. By the way, the kids, this is now 4 days in. Oh, speaking of the kids, did you see what they did to the other pump and dump piece of garbage stock that we couldn't believe was going up? 6 days of accumulation, and here's what happens. There it is, and it's not even a rug pull. This is EBWK. Remember this bad boy from 2 weeks ago? Sure you do. Look at this 20-day chart. I haven't seen a stock like this under steady accumulation. Look at that. That was steady accumulation for a week and a half. You never see this on a pump and dump. They usually pump and they dump. But look at this blatant now, hindsight, blatant. Just, you don't usually see an accumulation still get destroyed the way this did. It just shows you that all of these stocks are worthless, and there's going to be a rug pull. That's why you're trading Tesla, Netflix, Qs. I'm going to go ahead and say those are legitimate stocks because, again, this whole thing is fugazi. But it's amazing that even this, a steady diet of buying. So you had, we caught on to this stock at Wednesday. Thursday's all buying. Friday's all buying. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's all buying. And then finally you had this little capitulation. Where was this? This was at 9:40 on Friday. Some selling, yet still makes another comeback. But then they just hit the exit, and they just bled this thing to death. Usually it happens in just 2 massive candles and you get smoked. At least this one gave you a chance to get out. So what went from 5 to 26 went from 26 back to 5. And that all happened today. So just incredible action. There's just so much to do, even on the boring days. I mean, if you were trading GPUS, this was a pretty thrilling day for you. And it's still good. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're crazy enough to still be trading this, I was in it 3 different times today, and I managed to do all right. If this stock's above 848 in the aftermarket, it's going to rip, and you're probably going at 10 minimum. You want to see the dumbest looking chart you'll see in a long time? Here's a 3-year chart. Looks like UVXY. The stock has it has 4 reverse splits built into the stock. Wait, that's not even the funniest part. That's a 3-year chart. Let me show you go back just 5 years. It's just hilarious. How about a 10-year chart on a monthly, just to put it into perspective? Huh. So, Mr. Jones, if you liked it at 1,200,000,000, no, so that's 12,409,000,000. No, that's right. That's 1,249,000,000,000. I can't do math. I can't even see how many decimal points that is. It's a lot of decimal points, is what I'm trying to say. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1,249,000,000,000. Yeah, some shit like that. How many decimal points? I can't even see it. That's how many decimal points there are, right? So anyway, the point is, when they do these reverse stock splits, these are where the freaking crazy names come from, because they take all the liquidity out of the name. They get a catalyst that gets it going. The name of the company is freaking awesome. Hyperscale Data. That's where you want to be, right? Hyperscale Data Incorporated. Woo! Mr. Jones, come on now. You loved it at 2.6 million. You got to love it here at $6. And then you go just right back to the world of day trading. People who short stocks are sitting here going, oh, must short it. Any stock up 500,000. Sorry, any stock up 500%. The shorters are here because they know the stock's going to go rolling over to zero. But if it doesn't happen today, they're going to have to cover. And if it doesn't happen tomorrow, they're going to have to cover. And remember, shorts, they'll add to their position before they get out of the whole thing. So they add to it and they're like, all right, if it just pulls back a little bit, I can make some of my money back. But that's when they have to cover now twice as much. And the longs who know what they're doing, they know the shorts are on the wrong side of this trade. And inevitably, you see how the VWAP's coming up to that last pivot point? That's the real spot where you're going to have to dump the stock. I mean, usually not risking 2 points on a $6 stock, but a $6 stock that has potential to go to 50, you do. And that's the nature of the beast right here, right? By the way, we're 50 cents away from going green. This is the slowest reversal day. Probably it's going to take all day. Realistically, at this pace, we might not get green. I mean, it's basically. Do you remember 2 weeks ago? The Qs were moving in 2.5 point increments. Now it's taking 4 hours to move 2 points. It's amazing, right? I mean, there's so many positives to this whole last 6 weeks. The one big positive is that really nothing's changed as far as my trade. It's the faux show, bro, VWAP prior date of multi-day. That trade has been working now for 12 years. It's just the numbers are bigger. The risk reward is equal still because you're always getting in at a good price. It's just that now your patience is being tested a little bit more, but it's still the same trade. Dip, rip, and roll. It's always the same trade. That's what's great about the way we do this. And there are days where you sell into the move, like me on GPUS earlier, and you're going to be disappointed when you sell a stock at $5.30 and then it goes to $7.50. But there are days where you're going to sell it at $5.35 and it's going to go to zero. And you're going to say, hey, good thing we sold that stock. Like 99% of the ones that are doing this. This stock, no matter what it is, and I'm hoping you're still long right now. Let's go. Here it comes. You know it. Here we go. You know you're in this bad boy. Let's go. And if it breaks 848 right now, get ready. Two things could happen here. Double top at the half number, rug pull right back to 750. So what are you doing here? You're selling right here. As it gets to the 848, you better be selling right here. Right? And now you raise your stop to the 8. And now you can't lose, especially if you bought this last dip. This is a $7 stock trading at $8.31. It's only half an hour ago. There were days, I remember markets never moved. I mean, and by the way, the guy that was doing the show on the Stock Twits this morning, he was nailing it, man. I don't hate everybody. You say some positive stuff and know what you're talking about, I will give you credit where credit's due. The people I criticize in the industry are the know-it-all blabbermouth fucking analysts that don't know shit. And every time it gets proved that they don't know anything, those are the people that I make fun of. I don't make fun of you. You trade. You're not a trade. I'm a fan. So what this guy was saying is like, you could trade the markets. He's like, but what are you expecting? 15, 20% a year? These are the kind of trades where you're doing 15% in a tick. You're doing, 20, 30%, 50%, 100%. That's why he likes to focus on these trades. He should have gotten a little bit into the risks involved, but I like to remind people when they trade in these dog shit stocks that they will go to zero. It's not if. It's not if. It's when. Any company that has 17 reverse splits is eventually going to go back to zero. It's inevitable. But does it matter to anybody if you're in this thing from 7 right now for the last 40 minutes? No. Exactly. Make the money. See the money, take the money. Right? And Q's new highs, people. Q's new freaking highs. Do you understand? We're consolidating. I was hoping to see a pullback to the 5-day. The 5-day is the new breakout area. We didn't even flirt with we couldn't even get to pre-market lows. Nobody's selling. Nobody's selling anything. Everybody's waiting for the market to pull back so they can cover their shorts and buy more. Nobody's selling. The shit was pre-programmed. I mean, I still find it to be amazing that, but again, I'm not to get into a political tide rant here, but most of my friends, I come from a very liberal group of people, and they were all complaining about the same thing. Oh my God, 20%, 20%, I'm down 20%, Trump's the worst. I'm like, you're in the stock market. You never seen the market pull back 20%? For no reason, it pulls back 20%. Here he gave you the reason, then he said, all right, I'm not gonna do that. And you sat there and in denial. Why didn't you dollar cost average? If you would have dollar cost average in that moment, you'd be up 20%. Q's new highs. Let's go. Q's new highs. Let's go. You're 10 cents away on a $488 stock. We already won. I'm glad it's happening. That's why I went live. I wanted to be here to confirm the bull market was still raging. Did it ever leave? No. We crashed past tense, just like what they did in August of last year, past tense, and then we rallied every day from that point on. Here we are. We crashed. This time it was a self-induced crash, which, when you think about it, it's even better because we knew exactly why we were going down. And then he's like, okay, well, now I'm not going to do that. So then all right, so if we crashed because he said this, and now he's saying not doing that, what's going to happen? All right, we're going to go up. GPUS, new highs, and there's the rug pull. Right? So GPUS, you just sold some, right? Yes, you did. Yes, you did, because you already had your offer out there at 850. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Thank you, Kenny, for teaching me how to trade. That's why you put your offers out there. See, while I'm sitting here, you're done. 850, you're done. Qs are about to go green. Market never goes down. Ooh, but Kenny, really looked like we were going down a couple of weeks ago. Did we? Did we? Oh, yeah, I guess we did. Did we? I mean, the Qs are at 488.70. It's like 3 weeks ago. We're up 100 points. Why even? I used to say, why bother even going down? Oh, that's right, because they got to sucker people out of their money so the multi-rich can get rich on the semi. I guess poor people don't have stocks, but you understand what happened here. You understand what happened there, right? He was high-fiving the guy from Charles Schwab, talking about all the money they made, and that was on day one. If you would have held long from that day, that was when the Qs were recovering to 443. We're up another 50 points from then. So 18 months from now or 2 years from now, when they crash the market again, whatever the reason is, if you hear them use unprecedented, go to the bank, borrow some money, and buy the Qs. If you hear black swan, go to the bank, borrow some money, and buy the Qs. If you hear black swan, unprecedented, and recession, go to the bank, borrow some money, and buy the Qs. Because now I can honestly say it works every time. The only time it took an extended period of time to make our money back was the crash of 2000, because that was brand new. No one even knew what the hell just happened. No one ever saw the market do what it did. So we crashed, and it took a while because a lot of those companies weren't even real. It took a little bit longer. Look how quickly we make these recoveries now. We're not even done. The MBA guys are not even done writing their thesis for why we're going to have the next Great Depression. And then they have to, I guess not. Oh, shit, I guess not. Oh, shit, all-time highs. Right, and even in the midst of it, right? Once I forgot who said it. I forgot. You guys watch Dan Ives? Dan Ives, love this guy, right? But did you see the panic on his face? Right? But 2 weeks before that, he was saying, all right, the market's in a correction. It's not like the AI generation is going to stop. It's not like quantum computing is not going to be big. It's not like we're going to not have these. 2 weeks later, he was like, all right, this is all fucked. This is crazy. And he was acting like suddenly the AI stuff wasn't going to happen. Quantum computing was dead and everything was over. We're still going to go into the future no matter what. We're still going to do AI. Robots are coming for all of our jobs, right? Quantum computing is going to power all of this. It's nothing changed. Might have delayed it if all what he was doing would have went through, but we'll never know now. But going back to the theme of this morning, if I'm wrong, the market will tell us. And guess what? I'm right again. Wait, I'll be more right in 7 seconds. 6. So I meant to say 7 cents. We haven't gone green on the Qs yet. Wait. No, I mean, we do usually find some sellers at break even. Oh, wait. What do we do now with that double top on GPUS? You sell it. You sold some, right? So now if you're still in it, 777. That last pullback right there, right underneath it, lucky sevens is your out. And by the way, now 865 is the high. So let's say it breaks 777 and you sell the rest, which is what I'm doing, right? Breaks it, you sell the rest. Let's say this thing tanks right back to all the way to VWAP. Let's go nuts. Let's say it rips all the way back to VWAP. Breaks the VWAP, goes to 525, holds the 5, breaks back above the VWAP at 569, buy it. And this is the type of dumb stock that if it sits there consolidating now and breaks 865 again, the shorts are going to cover. And this is pure momentum. Momentum traders, right, buy new high break. That's all they know. New high break, buy, put stops at last breakouts. That's all they know. And that trade works. And it works great on these stocks. That's why they love these names. We're doing a much better job because we have more reasons to buy than just new high break. You give me a faux show bro new high break, you better be buying over here and get encouraged. Consolidation, new high break, $5 break. You got to love it. And right now, there's nothing not to love about this stock except the idea that when that seller shows up to crush, it's going to get crushed. There's nothing you can do about it. It could happen any second now. You want to talk about rug pull? These are the stocks they rug pull. And the Qs are green. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, Friday afternoon, if they gap the market down on Monday, buy it. We are in a bull market that not only was the real bull market like hated because everybody seems to hate the bull market. And again, I understand why. But they hate this market even more. They hate our freedom. And that's why it's going to work. You want the wall of worry. You want skepticism. You want people not believing. And then when they all collectively start to say, hey, I guess this bull market is for real, that's when we sell off. We're in the disbelief stage still, I'm telling you. Not me. I'm a believer. I was a believer from August 9th. I'm like, oh, shit. I'd never seen a 38-point candle. I don't know about you. I've never seen a 38-point candle. I thought it was going to take months to get over the high of that candle when we started consolidating. We were out of that candle in 4 days. 4 days we consolidated. I thought 443.14 would be significant. Nope, smashed right through it. 462.50. Boop, got right to it. 462.50 got you to 477. 477, you pulled back to test the 462.50. That's your new generational lows now. Did you guys come in nervous about Netflix? See, my default was, wait, what did Trump say about foreign films? Oh, it's irrelevant. Netflix is down 70 points. Buy it. Now, again, that doesn't mean it was going to work, right? So you wait 5 minutes. you have a premise, and then VWAP says, yeah, Kenny, that's a pretty good idea. VWAP, 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, exactamundo, right? So you let your idea be validated. It makes trading that much better. And as I explained to our folks this morning, it's even more better. You like that? It's good English. It's even more better when the trade or the stock is telling you that you're wrong, right? And you say, all right, I guess I'm wrong. I'll join the winning team and participate on the long trade. I forgot what stock that was, but yeah, there was a trade where I was expecting completely something different. And, it was a good trade on the other side. By the way, GPUS, it's still along. The Qs are still along. Even this kids is hanging in here. I mean, we're just building. It's just it's the slowest bull market ever. But bull markets, if you didn't read the title of the video, bull markets are boring. Right? It was a lot more exciting when we were ripping in 9-point candles, right? But monotony and boring and redundancies is how you make money as a trader. Use new highs. So here's how you tell the difference. Let me explain one more time. So where's the top of this move? Maybe never, maybe all-time highs. You're going to walk in one day and CNBC is going to be all giddy about some shit. There's going to be some blah, blah, blah. And the Fed did this and the Trump did that. And everybody's really excited about blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, you're going to see volatility start to spike. Hey, why is the VIX going up right now? Oh, I don't know what's going on. And then the market's going to roll over and it's going to start going down. And people will be like, oh, it's just a pullback. And then that pullback will then test VWAP from underneath and will roll over and we'll start getting hammered. And everybody will be like, hey, why are we going down? And then you realize the market's just rallied 42% without a pullback. That's why we're going to go down. And that's where we're going to go to now, right? We're in the middle. We're still in the middle of just beating the shorts to death and teasing the longs who haven't bought in yet. That's where you're getting this grind. Bullish grind. Don't be a nudnik and don't accept what you're seeing here. It's bull market, bullish grind. Boring is bullish. Slow markets are bullish. Just because Apple and Amazon are taking the last couple of days off, wait till they kick back into gear, right? Semis woke up, right? Apple and Amazon want to take a couple of weeks off. We'll be good. The market's telling you it doesn't even need Apple and Amazon to rally. How bullish can it be? Palantir is going to be at all-time highs tonight. That stock's going to 600 to 1,000 to 5,000. Maybe not tonight, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping it gaps down tonight on whatever they have to say because I'm a buyer of any dip on that stock tomorrow if it reports earnings. Well, they're reporting tonight, as I'm told. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, man. Palantir, Hims, and Ford. What a bizarro diversification right there. By the way, Hims, I suppose they're going to have a really good number. They've been they've been crushing it, supposedly. I think the company's a scam and inevitably is going to zero. Personal feeling. So if Hims is gapped up, I'm looking to short that thing tomorrow. It was a difficult short that last week, but he managed to escape making some money short. Ford, nobody cares about, but I'll watch it anyway. Maybe something exciting might happen, but chances are no. Oh, you got Upwork also, UPWK. You got Clorox, which nobody cares about. Mattel, I guess, is interesting enough. And if anything I'm saying right now interests you, which it should, because I know more about this stuff than anybody on earth, my wife just gave me permission to hang with you guys on Saturday between 12 and 2. So I'm going to put together a class for people that have never participated in anything that we are doing here. I think we're going to charge you a little bit. But if you're a member of the room, or even if you're on a monthly, free class, man, free class on Saturday, 2 hours. I'm going to take a moment out of my life, hang with you for 2 hours, and answer any question you want. But I'm going to go over these same trades, the same trade. It's the same trade every day, and the results are just sometimes better than others, and sometimes they're astronomically better than others. I didn't think this GPUS was going to come back 7 times, but the chart pattern keeps showing up, and I've traded the stock 5 times, and now you're probably getting punched out of it finally, especially if you raised your stop. Finally, they're coming for you right now. You see how it went right back to that price? There's where the spike went to. The spike down price went to where people place stops. It's all computerized. And if you didn't come in looking to buy Netflix today, come take the class. So for the first half an hour, I'll just beat you over the head with a bullish bat. Nothing's getting in the way of Netflix. Nothing's getting in the way of Netflix going to 1,250. Nothing. Stocks that go over 1,000 generally tack on the next 250 points fairly easily, actually. What are you, 100 points away? You think tariff talk was going to derail Netflix? I'm surprised it's still red for the day. Like it's a running joke already. We're so past the tariffs that it's a joke now. And our job is not to try to figure out mathematically what things are going to cost if this tariff goes into place. Who cares? Who cares if a recession comes? Nobody. Nobody cares. Especially the stock market. Stock market prices all that stuff in within 3 days. Recession's priced in, tariffs are priced in. Obviously, World War III is priced in, which I thought to be the most bizarre moment of the last 2 years. And that's when I started to get eerily, scarily bullish. You remember that night? Israel and Iran shooting rockets back and forth at each other. We were on the cusp of World War III. We didn't even gap down on Monday morning. I was freaking out. Holy shit, this market's going to get crushed on Monday. It wasn't even down. I was like, oh man, I guess World War III's priced in. Cool. So, but sentiment and understanding the nature of what's happening is also, remember, it's an added bonus. That's why I'm really good at what I do and articulating on what I'm seeing here. But all of this still is validation. I'm being validated by the price action. But I'm also the first one to go, holy shit, I got today wrong. Let's join the winning team. Right? And as a bear, I'm forced to realize that I'm wrong, because the market never fucking goes down over any extended period of time anymore, ever. It might crash, but man, the comebacks are so much better. Because the crash is usually over before you know it. And that's another thing about the bears. We missed the big chunk because, like, oh man, that happened so fast. So then we want to short, hoping for another rollover, and that rollover hardly ever comes. The only difference between now and the last 3 weeks is we're hitting resistance, right? So we got back to where we wanted to be. So here's your 30 days in a 5-minute chart. Well, you'll see 30 days on an hourly chart will give you the whole picture, right? There's 30 days. There's the whole schmagegi, right? I know you guys can't see it over here, but here, 30 days on an hourly gives you the whole perspective of everything we just went through. Right? There's the faux show, the 420 area, the 443.14, the 462.50. There's the high water mark before, just right as we were about to roll over. That was the major roll. That was pre-tariffs. And if you go back and you go just add another, go 90 days, and really just crunch it all together. You can't see it there, but I'll go, go 90 days on a 4-hour basis. Now you see the whole sell-off, right? And you're above that 90-day VWAP. The breakdown where I started getting really, I guess, enthusiastic about the Qs finally pulling back for real was when we broke the January pivot point. See how we held it and then we broke it, and we'd still put up that fight for about a week, and then we gave way. The real smart money, there's the smart money candle up there. We saw that too, where the market finally sold off. And it wouldn't even sell off. Remember, we would just grind higher, grind higher, grind higher. That day it was different. We sold off, we closed lower, and then we went down the next day. That was the difference. So now, especially all after the last couple of days, if you go back just 10 days, Wednesday afternoon, when we were down with the GDP number, nobody gives a shit about the GDP number. It's old. It's done. Nobody cares about growth, negative 0.03%. That's old news. It's priced in. And when the market rallied off that, ooh, man, that was, if you hadn't gotten aggressively long yet, that was your day. And here you go. Here's Wednesday. There's Thursday. There's Friday. What's the difference? What's the similarity? Faux show, bro. Faux show, bro. Faux show, bro. And what do you got today? Faux show, bro. You know what that's also called? A bull market. When the market's just trying its hardest to go down and fails miserably and then resolves itself to the upside, it's a bull market. Simple as that. Until that changes. And I'm telling you, I hope it changes tonight, because I don't want to sit here for 7 straight hours just staring at one. There's nothing going on. I mean, there's enough, but I don't know. We need a little bit more excitement. So I hope Palantir says something freaking awful tonight. I want to see it just getting crushed. I want to see analysts coming out and downgrading the stock to a sell with a $40 price target on it. I want to see complete negativity, and then I'll be buying it. I don't think any of that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a gap and go, and I'm going to be miserable not buying more. But I'm just going to wait. But if the market's going to sell off again, it's going to happen in the next couple of days, because we're hitting major resistance. And if you think about how much we've rallied, here's that 20-day chart again. Right, 20 days on an hourly, it's really pretty nuts how much we've gone up. This is 398. There's the 405. There's the 420. There's the 443. And that was just that last pullback. So even just considering that last dip, let's forget about this, because this was still psychotic. You didn't know. Every day was tariff, not tariff, tariff, not tariff. We had the big candle, consolidation stayed in the candle, and then we consolidated inside the candle and broke back out of it. That was when I got super, 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 super bullish, right? And we've been bullish ever since. So if you are drawing trend lines, it's a very steep trend line. Steep trend line gets validated, you're going to have a sell-off. So if you want to take into consideration the new bull market, let's forget the lows. We've rallied, close to 100 points. You got to factor that in. But take into consideration just the new bull market. Which bull market do you want to say it started at? This pivot point or this pivot point? Let's go with this one. So let's check the VWAP from 420. Just the VWAP from 420. So go custom. I want to see the VWAP from February 20th, April 20th, which was a Sunday, so that doesn't help. Easter Monday. So the 21st to today, let's put it on an hourly basis and go. Wouldn't you know it? It's that 465 area. That's where I think if we do pull back, I'm not even going to say if, when. And I do really think we're going to have at least one more scary moment. That would be our scary moment. And again, a 23-point pullback on the Qs from here, that'll scare some people. Won't scare us because we know it's probably coming. But until we actually get some momentum to the downside, you just have to be, you got to be a bull. And even on these ridiculously weird stocks, it's the same, the same patterns keep showing up. Yeah, look, this thing doesn't want to die. Look, I mean, it couldn't even break 750 on that pullback. I mean, normally, like I said, you're not looking at $1.50 risks on an $8 stock. In this case, you are. That's why not everybody likes to trade them. Some people love trading these. So yeah, Saturday you'll have to email me or email me. I have a well, I haven't actually put it in writing yet, but chances are Saturday between 12 and 2. It's going to be a short one because I got a yacht rock concert on the beach that day. I think it starts at 3:30. And by the way, tomorrow, if we get the gap and the roll, I'm looking forward to shorting something. I'd like to make money again shorting. Might have just happened. But I want to see a gap up that fails. So far, we've had gap downs that keep getting bought. That's bullish. You want that gap up where everybody's overly excited about everything, and then we just sell off. That's usually a short-term top. Today, we're just selling off from break even. We got to break even, and now we're selling off. Standard practice. By the way, this freaking kids, I don't know which one I want to watch going into the close, the kids or the GPUS. I kind of like the kids because it's tested VWAP, 4 times since it's broke, and it's still hanging in there. Plus, that's my new restaurant name, Johnny Classover. Johnny Classover, party of 4. Yes. Classover Holdings. By the way, Reaper, you here? Did you see what they did with the MKD? Oh, wait, on. Did it do anything yet? Oh, you got to 39. So that was halfway there. So if you were still long this whole trade, you finally had a reason to take some profit. I'd still be in it. Yeah, I'd be just getting out at the 38 quarter, but what a boring trade. Yeah. Boring, but you still wound up making something on that last move. So I finally would have sold half. I wasn't paying attention. But see how you got rejected at the VWAP, kind of like a quadruple top? But if they try to fake you out, let's say it breaks down to 38.20 and then pivots again. What was the other one? What was the other one that was going sideways for most of the day? Or was it this one? Was it TGTX? GGTX. Oh, TGTX doing kind of the opposite of what ON's doing now. So TGTX already got you broke the low, came back, broke the low, came back. So if you were watching that, there you go. I mean, you should be in it already. And you're selling some here, but look where it's getting to. Actually, this one looks all right. Let me see what price that is. And it's still red. So late day VWAP break on a stock that's still red. Shorts don't want to see that. Has it? Oh, it never went green at all today. Well, obviously, I'd rather be short than long. I'd rather be long than short now. But it's got to break that double top from earlier. Oh, you're 8 cents away. More importantly, the Knicks. You guys bet on the Kentucky Derby? My 2 horses were up in the front for like most of the race, and then they finished like last. I was like, holy shit, am I going to hit this? I had a 158. 158. We're up there the whole race, and next thing you know, 1 and 5 just faded. His mother was a mother. His mother was a mother. You guys bet on sports? Live gambling, man. It's the way to go. Like you don't need to lay the 9 on the Celtics. What you want to do is wait for the Knicks to put up a fight. They'll put up a fight. They're good enough. Probably won't win. So if they put up a fight, let alone take the lead, they're still going to lose. So that's when you bet against them. That's why live betting rocks. You get better odds in the middle of the game. Like if I had to, I'd probably take the Knicks plus 9 in the opening game. But I would never bet on the Knicks because I just don't do it. But they might win 2 games at most. I mean, struggling to beat the Pistons in every game. I don't think they're not good enough. But I did like the Warriors. Oh, you can't even see this chart. Hang on, let me raise it up. Whoop. There you go. Get my head out the way. So you know what? I'll take these type of days, nice and boring. Stayed focused on 3 names. And speaking of another stock, SRAD. Finally got some buyers showing up. If you want to gamble on something, gamble on me, baby. I got to hit one right sooner or later, right? I'm holding this. I'm holding SRAD into the report, and I'm buying more into the earnings report. It's like I've already lost money even saying that out loud. But there was something about the stock, something about this industry. I like it. They pre-announced earnings, which were good. I think they're going to blow out their number. And the options are fairly cheap. You can own SRAD January, if I say January again, June 25s on SRAD. I got some at $1.05, $1.15, $1.25, and then you could sell the 2750s for next week for 25 to offset some of the cost. They're reporting, I believe, the 14th, maybe. The 12th. Oh, right. Monday morning. Who reports on a Monday morning? It's next Monday. So we'll know what's up. You got to set your options up before Friday if you're going to trade. But if you're in TGTX right now, it's doing everything you want it to do right this second, right? See how just took a look at it for a second. I'm like, ooh, that's a buy. right? And now you're at that price. So what's going to happen at this price? You'll get sellers at 38, right? And if you consolidate, Abedib is wondering about maybe Fades. Your face? Yetis. Any consolidation above that last break, you know. And by the way, you see that candle right there? What just happened? Where'd it go? To 38. To the penny. Right? So now this if this closes green, this candle, and then you break the 38, then you just start looking for the prices where it came from earlier, which is basically 38.25, right smack dab in the middle right here. Plus, you got yourself a late day VWAP break on a stock that reported earnings that hadn't been over the VWAP for 3 or 4 hours. Now let's go back to the on. On did the exact opposite, right? So in this case, you spent 5.5 hours in the trade, and it gets the VWAP, and that was resistance, and then it gives it all back, all that. I mean, seriously, this was a boring trade. I mean, basically back to the same exact price that we were buying it earlier, 38.20. I mean, 40 cents took it all day, and then it gave us back. That's not so hot. But TGTX is doing kind of what I was expecting to see here on the on. The only reason I'm watching these two stocks is that they reported earnings. Wonder if I could set the default. No. Does anybody know anything about YouTube? Can I get my head to go over to the lower left? That would be convenient. There's probably a way to do that, right? What time is it anyway? Oh, all right. We just crossed over 3 o'clock. By the way, I'm trying to get my dad to buy SRAD, then it'll go up. You want to do something silly? I was just gonna say, if you hadn't bought on yet, it just went back to that price that we bought it way back when. I was like, maybe we should buy it at 38.20. Oh well. That would have worked. I mean, not much going on, but yeah, bottom of the range, it keeps getting bought. You might as well buy it when it gets to the bottom of the range, and this might not be over. Now the kids is in play. 755, 750 breaks. All right. This could get a lot more exciting if it breaks 755 now. Size on the offer. There they are. Buying it. 55 bid. You want to go 60 bid? 60 bid gets us 75 on the offer. Next thing you know, We're breaking highs. 70s on the offer right there, boys. 70s. Oh, 70 bids. 75s are trading. 75 new high on the kids. Again, if you happen to be trading the kids, you still got to do something right here at 75. But you just got to 75. And nice. 12 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. Don't be late. Because I'm going to probably have to cut off at 12 or 2. My wife will be standing there with a ruler. I said only 2 hours. But if you're in the kids, this is day 4 now. This stock does not die. And if it doesn't want to die, it's a buy. Doesn't want to die, it's a buy. Right? And I guess this was the stock I was kind of talking about earlier. There was no reason to believe this thing was coming back today. Because you had a sell-off late Friday. You got your faux shows this morning, and then when it rolled over, I figured, all right, this one's done for. Next thing you know, your faux show broing. Now you're breaking VWAP. I had to buy it before. I mean, obviously, I'm not in it right now because it rolled back over, over there. But look, it never broke VWAP. Tested lows, tested the lows, tested the lows, tested the lows, back above 7. Now you're back to only having 7 cents of risk. Now kids are going to start hitting the scanners. So as the stock hits new highs, other, rooms, you got the Discorders and the scanner people, they're seeing kids. Hey, I remember kids from last week. Oh, it's breaking new highs. They'll start buying the new high break, and you might get some momentum where we're selling it to them as they're just seeing it come across their scanner. That's why these things happen. We're already in it. You're selling it to these guys who just saw it go across their scanner. But if it breaks the highs of the day, pre-market highs, that's the 782 area. You break 782 pre-market highs, you're looking at $8.17, and then this thing could be off to the races again. It's a lot easier holding up, these weird $7 stocks when you get in a good price. I'm not into anything right now. Hello? Hello? Oh, it's great. My daughter's coming home from Georgia, and it's saying, don't fly into Newark. It's like 20 news stories about don't fly into Newark this week. This sucks. My daughter has had some bad luck flying. She's bought, I would say 80% of the flights that she's been on have been delayed or canceled. This is awful. What up, man? All right, who's buying the kids? Look at this thing. It's consolidating still right here. I mean, it's going to rug pull again. Just, if you're buying, if you're long up here, you put an offer out at $7.99, and just make sure you have a stop at $7 if they rug pull it. Because 778, and then there's only one print left after that. That's the 82. The kids. In what? The market? What do you want to crash? Ain't crashing this kids. Come on. Come on. I know you just bought it, you degenerate psycho. You just got to go 82 bid. You need 82 on the bid and they should start printing $7.99. Or it's going to drop 10% immediately. What do you want to crash? Man, it's past tense already. Already crashed. What did I just do? Oh shit! Sold 82. 86 bid, 90s of trading. Let's go. We got to get 99, 799 on kids. 92, 91. Shit. I didn't mean to sell so much at 82. Hey, can't complain. Whatever. Now we need what the sold 799. There went another couple of hundred. Shit, I don't have a chance to adjust my. I haven't have a chance to adjust my orders here. Anyway, I was calling myself a degenerate because I know you just finally joined me, didn't you? Right? Hey, look, it's a day's pay. Right? I'm in from 772. I don't give a shit. I'll sell some. I just threw an offer out there just to see if anybody buys it for me on the offer. I accidentally sold too much of it, but I'm not regretting. I mean, if it goes to $12 right now, I'll be crying, but that's typically what I do. That's what I do best. And if you bought the ON Semiconductor, right? I don't like this big bidder right here. I'm selling 803. I hit the bid. I'm hitting the bid at 803 and he's not moving. That's good. Now he's 806. Okay. Now I'm offering out 812. All right, nobody bought it from me at 812. And now I'm not letting it go back below 7 7/8. Remember those days? 7 7/8. You remember 7/8? That's 87 cents. So 787, or hopefully we get back to 8 1/8. Oh, and there it goes. All right, I'm out. I never get. I mean, trying to talk you through this trade is impossible. Before I let go of the button, I'm already out of the trade. All right, but now I can do it again. I mean, they ripped this thing back to $7. I might try it again. I think they just wanted my shares for some reason. 7/8, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. 16ths, we used to teenies. Steenth. Somebody used that phrase the other day. Steenth. Oh, I was watching some drug dealer show and they were selling some drug in 16ths. I think he called it a steenth or a teeny, something like that. I don't know. Something about Molly. You ever see those shows? They basically follow drug dealers around and they're all wearing masks. I wonder if the cops are waiting outside. Oh, we're happy you just filmed this show. Glad you were wearing a mask. Get in the fucking car. What do they say? A disclaimer? We promise not to arrest you at the end of the show. Like, what drug dealer would sign up to be on that show? Yeah, trust us. We're not going to arrest you, even though you've got all these unlicensed guns and all these drugs, and you have a woman tied to a couch in the back. Yeah, no, trust us. We're just going to film you and leave. Yes, yeah, that's what I do for a living. So the ON Semiconductor, it just went back to the highs? No, what are you talking about? I mean, you could have made something. Oh, I thought I was going to turn. I thought you were going to say this thing was ripping at 39 and change right now. Yeah, yeah. No, no. There's a real show. It's a real show. Omar's coming. Oh, where they actually went back to arrest the group of people? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a great show. You know what the greatest show is? Oh, by the way, now I don't mind selling the kids. All right. All right, not bad. You know what's an awesome show if you guys like drugs? If you like drugs and you want to learn a little bit more about what you're doing before you ingest it, it was called Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. Guy was a head, obviously likes his hallucinogenics, but he's also a scientist. And he would go to areas where like odd drugs were being used still, like ludes. Do you know that the lemon 714 still exists down in South Africa? And they break them up and they smoke them out of like glass bottles. He went down there, toad licking, anything hallucinogenic. This guy would travel to the ends of the earth to go find the hallucinogenic drug and show you the chemical makeup, how to make it, where to find it, and then he would do it. It's one of the best shows ever. Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. And if you want to learn how to get shit for free, I think it's on Roku. Prime. Prime, it's free, I think. Let me see if it's on there. Oh yeah, it's still here. Yeah. Oh no, it's gone. Or maybe it's not. Wait a minute. This title is unavailable due to expired rights. Oh, yeah, it's not on anymore. But you go to Look Movie and get it there if you like that kind of thing. Yeah. The episode with the lewds is pretty nuts. It's the first episode. Then they talk about the bath salts, PCP, mushrooms in Mexico. Um, there's a fish that if you lick, you get trippy, like the toad. You found the toads. It's a great show. I mean, if you're into that stuff, I was a big fan. I guess that's what you could call it. I was a big fan of LSD for a while. Yeah, I guess you could call it a fan. Yeah, I was a fan. But yeah, I'll find it for you on a free website. If you guys don't know this website, it's called Look Movie 2. Best free content there is. No dildo ads. Just got to sit through like one or two commercials. And it's not like you're downloading it, it's just a streaming service. So, and it's free, and everything's on there. It's where I watch all my Paramount stuff, all the Yellowstones, all that stuff. Yeah. You can find anything for free nowadays, but this is a great website. The kids like my cell, right? Woo! I got done a sum at $8.12. See, eighths of a point, man. Save me. See, so when they rug pull it, right? You're not in the rug pull. Now we could debate whether or not we want to buy it again. I want to see it smashed under 7. Because if they smash it under 7, VWAP 698, they smash it down to 668. We're running out of time here. But if this was later, if you had more time and they smash it to under VWAP, then it comes back and they faux show bro this type of stock later in the day. We're already later in the day. So, it'd have to be aftermarket, but look what it hit. The prior day VWAP was 816. We missed it by 2 cents. Coincidentally, I was selling it at $8.12 because that's what I do. Crazy weird stocks, I'm selling into the move. 12 cents, I don't mind. I mean, I sold some for an 8-cent profit just to see if anybody wanted any. I was more than happy selling at 8 and 8.12 and then getting banged out at 787. It's a very quiet day. We needed a Monday like today. And then we start all over again tomorrow. Tomorrow's probably not going to be boring. I mean, I don't mind it. It wasn't sort of pseudo boring, I guess you could call it. Palantir is going to be all the rage. Not a bad exit at all. Maybe we do one more, considering I'm 3 for 3 on the kids today. Like I said, under 7, rip it, and then if that dip, here it comes. Let's see what happens at $7. Got to break 7, break the VWAP, capitulate. Capitulation price would be 645. You get the 645, it starts to bounce, 660, you're in. Use 645 as you're out. Big size. They're stacking the 7s. It's not going to hold, probably. It's probably going to break 7 right here. Come on. Come on. You see how important that VWAP is? Look, even these weird. Look, you just went from prior day VWAP right back to today's VWAP. I mean, it's almost like it's pre-programmed because it is. Because it is. Pfizer. Well, when I say I'm buying something at 770, I'm offering out 780. My order's already out there, right? So now I'm sitting here stalking it, right? So now if I want to buy it back, so I'm thinking about buying 660. So 1,000 shares at 660. So if it goes to where I think it's going to go, my orders already go. I'm all ready to go. And then I just click in the box and then I hit sell. No, it's not even about the level 2. It's just about knowing the prices. 780, so 775, 787, 8, 812. Those are just eighths of a point. That's just old school trading. Hey, listen, this stock made everybody seem foolish right now. Those last 6 minutes, that was, again, that's what we call it, the rug pull. You don't know when it's going to come, and in this case, it was telegraphed by prior day VWAP. That's why late in the day I'm selling. Oh, I'm always selling into the moves. Look, I bought 772, 78. Then I sold some just to see if anybody wanted me on the offer at 80, 82, right? And then at 8, I'm selling some more. And then 812, I'm selling some more. And then at 787, I was like, all right, I'm not letting it go back below 787. And as soon as I started printing the 790s, 87s, I hit the button. It's a little easier. I mean, it's easier for me to trade quicker because the order entries right in front of my face. I don't have to type anything. Basically, I'm just scrolling and hitting the button. So order entry, there's the price. I hit buy, sell, I'm in. So, and then I could set the stops as quickly as also. But if I'm sitting right here, I don't really have a stop in. I just have my finger on the button, and then they start hitting that bid. I just press the button, and if I don't get done, I just hit a couple of cents lower. But the QQQ, that was the trade where, basically it's 7 hours. That's, it's like this was the slowest trade ever. You got to break even, and that's all she wrote today. I mean, that was pretty straightforward. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't try to trade the stocks like GPU or kids without having a, a decent familiarity with order entry. It's really not. It's not as fast as you think. Oh, well, I do some trades on this is Lightspeed. Sometimes I just throw trades into E Trade. I still have the old school platforms, E Trade, Schwab. I guess I guess I use Thinkorswim by default because Schwab owns half the places that I trade now, or more than half. All right, you ready to buy GPUS again? Oh, sorry, we should have bought it already. So GPS, right? This was the other one. We were waiting to see if it was to go back to 7. Sorry, they're like eerily the same trade now. They're all basically the same price. But when a stock breaks down under a recent low and then it comes right back, that's your reason to buy it, right? So that's why instead of waiting for me to tell you to buy it, see, I just missed it. But if you were waiting for it, you're in, right? And now you just sell some. So when you get back to prices from where things happened once before, if you bought this thing at 715, I'm talking about Jeepus now, you're selling right here. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's a long time already. If you wanted to sell some at 772 or 75, you had plenty of time right there. It's not as fast as you think, right? And if you're still in, right now it's making a new decision. So now it's been a minute and a half. So if you're in the stock, you're selling some here. You don't think about it. Stock gets back to where it broke down from, you're a seller. Right? So now you see the pivot point right there where it held, couldn't break it. So now you say to yourself, if it breaks 732, I'm going to hit the other button. I'm going to sell it. So you have your order out there already. You don't have to put a stop in, but let's say you have your order entry box, 730, let's say a 730 limit sell. So that's all you're thinking about right now. You sold some here and you're thinking, all right, if it breaks under 735, I'm going to sell what I got left. And that's now all you're doing, right? So there's nothing left to think about. Either it's 730 or you're still in it. So then if this consolidation leads to another break, you're probably going to want to sell some at 8.25. So the better systems, they'll let you put the order out there. So you put your order out. So you got 300 shares left. I want to sell 200 at $8.12. Put your order out there now. Yeah, Thinkorswim is pretty easy to trade. And Thinkorswim's cool because you could trade market makers here. So here's the level 2. You click the button, it brings the order entry up. You could have it where the orders go right through the level 2. Yeah, Thinkorswim's pretty savvy. They I don't trade on Thinkorswim. Some people hate it. To me, it looks like it's a pretty damn good platform. I usually just trade through Thinkorswim by accident because my money's sort of there because I have Schwab. But with options, I trade options on E-Trade. just, I click the button. It goes to the order entry. All right, I'm in, those contracts that we had at 37 cents on Friday. I'm in at 37 cents for 10 contracts. I put an order out for 2 contracts at 51. I put an order out at 75. I put an order out at 87, and I put an order out at 101. The better platforms, once you get done, will cancel the stops. My platform, let's say I have 4 orders out there. I have 4 offers and 4 stops. I get taken out. One of my stops gets canceled automatically because it knows I just sold some of my shares, so my stop gets canceled. Some platforms you got to just cancel it yourself. By the way, now you're loving that, kids, right? I mean, what an end. This is it right here. You ready? What time is it? Now we can decide whether or not we want to do it. So that trade that I was just describing is here, right? So we just top tick this on the way out, got stopped out of the rest on the way down, and now it just broke VWAP, broke the 7. There's the 7. So anyway, what was I saying? 745. If this trade goes to the exactly how I described it, I almost have to buy it because this is exactly what I thought was about to happen, and it is happening. So here comes the 65. Let's go. The 65 guy leaves. You capitulate down to where it held before, which is the 645 area. Hold 645, starts to rally. I'm going to buy it back using that 15 cents. Normally I don't want to. I'm not really pushing the issue with 12 minutes, 13 minutes left in the day. But if this does turn again, you could be ripping right back to $8 and then some. Because if it does turn late day, shorts ain't going to like that. But look how beautiful this trade turned out to be. I mean, right from the capitulation to the faux show, bro, to the VWAP break, to the prior day VWAP, back to where the whole thing got started. So what's it going to be? Jeepus? Oh, Jeepus or kids? They're like the same stock right now. I'm going blind. Oh, wait. No, Jeepus just. And down the stretch they come. Jeepus making its move. Just Jeepus is the one now. Oh my God. See? I put the wrong one on the screen. Yeah, if you want to gamble on Palantir, there's a difference between what I think's going to happen and what I hope's going to happen. I hope it goes down tomorrow or tonight, and it's even more so down tomorrow. What do I think's going to happen? I think it's going to go up 8 points tonight, and then wind up going up 12 points tomorrow. So if you had a gun to my head and you said choose sides, I would say you want to be a buyer of Palantir going into the number. But I got my one contract. I'm holding into the number. I'm not concerned. What I'm hoping for is a faux show, bro. I'm just looking for some negativity so I can buy it. I guess we made it this far. I might as well let this run. What's up, YouTube? I guess we're holding into Palantir earnings. I think it's right at the open. I mean, the close. Right? We don't have to wait half an hour, right? Yeah, 4:05 supposedly. I'm going to go out on a limb and say tomorrow's going to be a bigger down day for the market. I know, crazy. But I thought you said it's a bull market. Doesn't mean the market can't go down. Hold on to your hats, kids. It's going to be the Jeepus instead of the kids. Oh. See the move that the Jeepus just did? That's what I was waiting to see if the kids would do. See how it broke the new low? It broke that recent low, came right back. Reason to buy. Kind of what I was hoping to see on kids down to 645, maybe get in at 660 with the 45 as our out. Kind of got some. Oh my fucking God. This Jeepus. You know what? That's the market telling me that I'm wrong about choosing which one. I mean, they both could work, but obviously Jeepus is working. Yeah, it's in working mode. Damn. See, chose poorly on that combo. I was hoping to see that happen in kids. And listen, I mean, we got 15 minutes left. I mean, it's going to 645. So just I got to put it over here so I could trade it quicker. All right, 645. Here it is. 645. 645. 645. If I hold 645 for a minute, that's important. All right. And if you're in the Jeepus, you're the best. I mean, I can't believe that just happened right in front of me. I didn't even do anything because I'm watching this. I'm watching the other one. But Jeepus just hit 875. That's a new fresh high. That thing breaks 875, and still you're late. This goes into the aftermarket with momentum. That's when crazy shit happens. You think being up 500% is crazy? Wait till what happens to these stocks in the aftermarket. When they're holding their bid and rallying into the aftermarket, we've seen these things go into the 20s and the 30s and the 50s. Speaking of that. All right, we might as well buy some kids, right? Just in case. I'm in. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm in. 645. Why not? Right? There it is. I'm done. 46, 47, and 48. And I just added a little bit. All right. I'm risking 12 cents. I'm not even going to give it too much leeway because it doesn't look so hot. But, it got to the price, bounced off it. I'm in. What am I going to do? I'm risking a dime at most. 635 out. So my order's already in. If I'm wrong, I'm just going to punch right out of it, which doesn't look so hot right now. But 630, yeah, let's go 632. Give it the proper stoppage. And now my order's out there, and I'm going to worry. So my stop's out there, right? So now if it starts to work, I could work my trade now. Meaning my stop's in. I'm going to worry about that part of the trade. So now I'm hoping to see it break over 650, and I'd be willing to sell some at 670. So I put an order out at 670 right now. So 660, 670, and 670. Can't get it. Boom, boom, bang, boom. So now my stop's already set and my orders are out there. Now I don't got to do anything. Except wait, see what happens next. If I'm right, this thing rips to 670 and hopefully back above VWAP. If I'm wrong, we're getting out for a small loss. And by the way, I freaking hate you, Jeepus. Tell me somebody's in the dumb stock as I'm analyzing the wrong one over here. See? Damn, that thing just ran to $9. We just Jerry Ballback the entire move on the Qs, right? Spent 6 hours grinding up to give it all back. I'm telling you, we ran out of steam Thursday, Friday. Today, the market's showing you, hey, we ran out of steam. So tomorrow, if just a slight more sellers show up, we're going to get ourselves a pretty good down day. So I'm coming in tomorrow, and my bullishness is over. We won. The bulls won. Now tomorrow, I'm coming in looking for a gap, especially if, again, Palantir too. If Palantir gaps up and rolls over, oh, fuck yeah, we're shorting the Qs tomorrow. So now we've got one of the most popular stocks on the planet reporting earnings after it's already recovered. So if it gaps to brand new all-time highs and rolls over, it's probably going to take the whole market down with it. And the market now is susceptible to selling because we've rallied 22.5% in 3 weeks. Right? not crazy to think we're going down, you know. Doesn't matter if it's a bull market, a bear market. If it's a healthy market, we should go down tomorrow. Put it that way. And what I need now is this 49 to go bid on the kids. Let's go. We got some time here. Come on. $50 on the bid also. Why do I say that? Because 50 on the bid triggers buyers, right? 50 on the bid. Come on. Come on. 55 in the bid. Now you want 62, right? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's not as exciting as that Jeepus move, but it's still starting to work. If you're in from 42 and 43 and 44, 45, it's an eighth of a point, right? So now you offer out, let's go 62. Throw a couple of hundred out there at 62. Why not? Sold! 62. Out! Right? So now you raise your stop to 50. Now you can't lose, right? Cancel orders. Stops now 50, raising offers to 75 and 87. Right? So now if it starts to tick to 50, you sell whatever you got left. You raise your offer. Now I'm offering out 75, 87, 99. My full stop is 100% out now if it breaks under the half. Now I can't lose. I could give back some of this profit, but I can't lose because my entry price is 42, 43, and 44, and 45. It's nice, right? I mean, it wasn't as awesome as the GP. I mean, if this thing rips to $7.20 right now, it'd make it worth our while. But I'm just, again, if there was more time in the day, it'd be different also. But just knowing the price action, right? You get the faux show, bro, right? This is your fake out, shake out. And we're not really getting the bro part, but it's a little bit. You're making something, still $100 so far. Now you might get punched out of it. So they're opening up the spread too by an eighth of a point on a $6 stock. They're screwing with it right now. But look at this Jeepus, man, hanging in there. Even though that got rug pulled, never really broke down. That girl, that Jeep is much better than the kids. But the kids is, again, if we can get 75 out of some of it, that ain't bad. Right? I mean, entry price is 644 cost average. You sell some at 675, that ain't bad. I already sold some of it. I mean, it's very unique. This is a unique day. We're generally not talking about the weird stocks the whole day, but there really wasn't much else going on except for Qs and Reddit. And the Qs got to where they wanted to be, and you ran out of steam. That's a lot. I can't read all that, but all the trades are, well, if you're talking about options, 99% of the time, trading an option into the earnings report is a losing game because they artificially increase the value of the options going into the report. So even when you're right, you're wrong. You have to be so right to even make anything. That's why it's a losing trade over time. We trade them only after the day after when the premiums come out. The stock makes its real move the following day, and now you're trading those same options 90, 80% cheaper from where they were the day before. Absolutely, my man. Yeah. It's not much of a secret. It's a secret to people that haven't been in the industry for a while. Yeah. It used to be my secret. It's one of the first things I learned about trading is buying options into earnings reports is a losing game. By the way, anybody in the kids? You want to see it rip? I'm going to hit the bid just to see if he stays there. He stayed there. So I just hit the bid just to see if he would move. He just took my 400 shares. He's like, thanks. Not that that means much. It's 400 shares. I mean, I'm a piker. It's 20 million shares on the stock. I'm just saying. But when you hit the bid and he just sits there, there's a buyer. I mean, he could give way any second here, but we're running out of time. I don't really want to go home with kids, even though I did. That's how this whole trade got started. I held kids over the weekend last week. That's how much I like the stock. I held it over the weekend, right? Oh no, it was just overnight. Or was it over the weekend? Have we been trading the stock for 5 days already? I think it was actually last Friday. See that? 75. Come on, Adele. There you go. 75 sold to you. Right? Now, by the time it gets to $7, we're going to be done with the stock. See, that's just knowing price. If something happens at a price once before, things tend to happen at those prices again. So when it did exactly what I thought it could do, break under the 45, come right back, buy it, and then hopefully it gets back to the 680, sell it. And now we're in the driver's seat. So now if we could go 80 bid, we might get 7. But now you raise your stop to the 660, cancel, replace. 660 is your bid. 660 is now you're out. And whatever you got left, put it at 699. So 660 or 669, you're down to the last lots now with 5 minutes left in the day. And not bad. No, now made it worth our while. I mean, I would prefer to have the stock ripping to 815 now, my last couple of hundred here. And there she went. And now she's gone. And now she's gone. And now I'm done. And now I'm gone. And you see, I didn't get printed at 660. I got printed at 659 because it was slippage, but not bad slippage. That's why stops usually become market orders. That's why you want to trade liquid stocks. Because imagine your stop gets triggered and there's no bid. Hey, how come I didn't get done at 660? I got done at 0 because there was no bid. That's why I trade stocks with volume. That's why I do it. But if you're trading illiquid, crappy, weird stocks, inevitably you're not going to get your stop price. You'll get your order will go market and then you'll get smoked. Like I got crushed on kids last week. My stop got triggered. I got printed 40 cents below the market because the stock dropped. There was no bid. That's why when you sell into the move, you'll be upset when stocks go parabolic without you, but when they dump, you'll be out. Preservation of capital keeps you in the game. By the way, a couple of takeaways. Late day selling. We haven't seen late day selling in weeks. UVXY, late day rallying on a Monday. Don't ignore what you're seeing here. Late day selling. You grinded higher all day and then gave it all back into the close. And you're breaking below VWAP. Basically to the same price I bought them originally. Look at that. That's where I got long earlier. 580, 480, 550. Bang. Same freaking price. It's all rigged, baby. It's all rigged. Look how it came back to that was my entry price from my last long trade on the Qs. And look, it's holding up. See it? This is my life, baby. I do this every day. I love it. That's why you give me 2 weeks, I'll change the way you look at the market. Somebody canceled on me. Oh man, you're gonna miss out on all the fun. I guess I didn't impress somebody enough. I saw one person canceled. And if you're still here, you got a chance to come back. We're gonna charge you twice as much now. You shouldn't give up on me on one day. I think I was the person that got bewildered, me yelling at Dave. He was like, I didn't come to a chat room to hear you yelling at some kid. How else are you going to learn? You'd rather me yelling at some kid. That's how you learn, right? By the way, I've been in a pretty pleasant mood all day today, right? Right? Normally I'm a little bit more surly. Rested well this weekend. By the way, it's my last day with an empty nest. Farewell, empty nest. Made no difference in my life whatsoever. So if you're wondering, yeah, nothing changed. And I never walked around naked, not even once. But I'm looking forward to May 8th, 19th. I will have both my kids at home. And it's going to be the greatest. That will be the greatest day of my life. My college graduate son will be home and my daughter will be home. Right back at the dinner table. I'm looking forward to that day. And I foresee it as being the greatest day of my life. I'm very excited. I'm almost getting emotional right now. But yeah, I have a college graduate son. He was just sitting on my lap trading, singing Bob Marley. It's crazy. It would be crazy if he starts working at SRAD. All right, let's go see what's going on here at Palantir. So I'll say up. I'll say 130 knee-jerk reaction, retraces 127.50, chops around. Tomorrow's up, closes at 130. I don't know. It's a good guess. I hope I'm wrong about that one, everybody. I hope it's down at 106, getting annihilated. Breaks 106 tomorrow morning, down to 102.50, and then we buy it at 105, and then have it rip back to 130. Much better. Much better. And they're already faux show broing it in the aftermarket. It's like somebody knows something. Somebody always does. You got any Palantir? You know they're reporting in about 5 minutes. I tell you, even though I'm long, my one dumb contract from 3 months ago, the last thing I want to see this thing is go up 20% right now. You'd rather see it down tonight. Because I think it's just going to be another buying opportunity. So I mean, they're really saying, yeah. So the first headline: breaking news: the S&P 500 snaps the 9-day winning run as uncertainty on tariff deals weighs on the market. That's not why. They just can't get. They don't know what to do without saying that word. How about the S&P slaps a 9-day winning streak because it rallied for 9 days in a row? What more do you want? Says Kenny Glick, trader analyst from hitthebid.com. You're a schmuck for not selling up here. They got to make these stories into something that they're not even anymore. Nobody gives a shit. We're already past it. We're so past it. Now they're going to be talking about stagflation again before you know it. And then we'll be talking about interest rates and whether they're going to cut rates, which I hope they never cut rates. They don't have to cut rates. Never, ever, ever, please stop cutting rates. Stop even talking about it. All right, here's our first trade. Upwork, UPWK. Remember this stock was moving in 5-point increments? Remember they ran this one, right? Wasn't this a $300 stock? Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking UPST. That's a pretty hefty fall, too. All right, get ready. We're 30 seconds away from Palantir. Kill it! Kill it! Kill it some more! No, it's already over. Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Oh, come on. Pump the pop up. No, no bouncing. No bouncing. No bouncing. Kill it. Oh, kill it some more. Ain't nothing. I want to see this like 5% move down. Let's go. Stop. Say something negative. Oh, well. That's all you're going to get. There was your dip. I told you. I mean, whatever the dip was going to be, it was going to be buyers. You know, at 119, I'm not excited. You would have got this thing down to 105. I would have started involved already pre-market. So brand new 52-week highs. There you go, 2850. I hope it rolls over and crushes people. And again, if you are long right now, congratulations, you would sell it. 'Cause I'm rooting against you. Yeah, you're probably going 132.50. Another projected move, right? According to the options, right? What was it? The We're looking at 125, so there's 7, so 132. Well, the only hope for the Bears is if there's profit taking tomorrow, but you're looking at a stock that's probably going to 180 and 250 and then 1,000. And if you go on the internet tonight, what you want to look for, right, is people talking about valuation. Who the hell's still buying this stock? The valuation. And if they say PE ratio in there, it's still bullish. So that's what's great about this stock. It's really not like, especially for the Bears that try to value stuff in reality. Remember when they were trying to value Tesla? Who's buying this stock? It's already got 300%. Uh-huh. And people still want it. So it'll be at 500%, and 1,000%. It's going to go to 1,000 and do a split. And then everybody who wanted to buy it's going to still buy it. That's why it's going up. Same thing with this stock. You can't value a stock that everybody wants to own. Like me, someone said, "Are you one of those people that buy it because this company just feels terrible?" No, he said no, even more specific. I get a sense that Jewish people just buy this stock because they help kill terrorists. I'm like, that's exactly why I bought it. That's exactly why I bought it. That's exactly why I bought the IPO, because they also have military and civilian applications. I read about this company 10 years ago. When they went public, I was mortified the stock didn't do anything that day. It opened up at $10. And it actually dipped to like 870. I was like, what the fuck? How is this thing not having a good first day? Let's get this party started on the downside now. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Get this party started all the way to 117.50 now. Come on, bring it. Let's see freaking capitulation here. Look how you got to 130. Jeez. That's it. So you got 118.50. Bring it home. By the way, if the market for some reason crashes, oh wait, let me point out: if you bought options in the stock, you lose right now. Stock's basically flat, right? So if you bought the calls, you're a loser. If you bought the puts, you're a loser. But if you were psychotic enough to sell premium on both sides and it stays right in the middle, those are the only winners. But tomorrow, when we come in, like you posted, right? Tomorrow, you want to play the dip. You're buying the 122s now, and you're not paying 9 for them. You're paying $1.50. That's the difference. This is the last market you want to go into long, overpriced options. That being said, I am going into the market. I'm going into SRAD long options because I find it to be very, very cheap. Right? I'm buying 121, I'm buying $25 calls on SRAD with out a month and a half for a buck. That's a pretty damn good price. 25s going into an earnings report. Even if this stock gets smoked, I mean, it goes down 40%, obviously you're dead. But even if it goes down to your typical 5 to 7%, we're still going to have 30 days for a recovery, and we're not going to be too far away. They'll probably go to 85 cents, which is where I'll buy more. Now, what you want to see on Palantir tomorrow, you want to see it get slammed. Like, this is not slammed. That was just profit taking, off that first move. You want to see it get hammered. Which I don't know. I don't think it's too strong. Everybody wants it. But you did get to 130. out of the way. So now tonight, you want it to stay above this. You want us to stay below 124. And if you're like me, I want to buy it. Oh, that's right. Hymns. We got to watch hymns also. Oh, oh, it's out. Okay, hymns is out already. That was a fake candle, so I'm paying attention to it. HILS. See, this one I don't mind shorting. I just fucking hate this stock. It's going to zero. Thanks for reminding me. It's not sure. Wish me luck. And I'm not liking this stock. I think I just nailed that shit. Oh, all right. All right. I'm not going to panic. No, I'm going to have to panic. When it broke to half and didn't follow through, that's, I'm going to have to eat this. Yeah, I'm going to eat this. Fudge. I'm going to go for 45. Stay there. Am I this good now? It's impossible. Oh, oh, I'm not this good. This is more lucky than good. It's not breaking 40. I'm trying to hang in there. Right, I haven't taken my loss yet, but now I got it. Soon. Holy shit! Pick it up. Come on. Now, if it doesn't break the half on this next leg down, I'm definitely going to get out. Wow, that was amazing. It didn't break 40, didn't break, didn't break, didn't break, didn't break. Now it has to break down. Now I'm bidding in. Oh, you fuck! Oh, I just got so teased. What the fuck was that? Ooh, I hate this stock even more now. Oh, oh, you. I had to cover most of that shit for a loss. I still got a lot left. What the fuck? They know I'm out there. That was on purpose. You bastard. Well, now we know where we're shorting it tomorrow. That 39.50 area. If it breaks down again, I'm gonna have to eat this. Oh my god! It pulled back right to my bid and said, "Not so fast." I was freaking 2 ticks away from covering the whole thing. I'm gonna give it at least another 34 cents. I might as well. How you trading aftermarket sucks. Big size on the offer now too. Probably don't want to be sure. Well, that's where I'm covering now, 40.25 if they start eating into that guy. So I'm not gonna let this thing get a. All right, we got a couple of good names for tomorrow. Oh wait, hang on. All right, I just did something stupid. I just shorted more at 40 because they just flashed massive size on the bid. I hit it and he left. I'm back in. Now I'm bidding again. 62. That's me. 62. Done. Just hit my bid. 62. That's me on the bid too. 58. Come on. Don't fuck me again now. Oh, I got on the bid. I thought this was 5 points. Got excited. Yeah, I hate this thing. I hate everything about it now. I hate the way it trades. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh, wow. Now I'm gonna have to cover anyway. Shit. At least I got done summing at 31.62. All right, 40.20. If anybody's actually trying to trade this aftermarket, yeah. It's still kind of just trapped in this one big dollar candle. 40.20. They don't know my personal info. I just feel like everybody trades around me. Well, no. Actually, well, back in the day, they knew exactly who you were. So if you were the, I was the, if I was a market maker for, what was the name of the company? I was a market maker for Signet, and there's only two of us. Eventually, they know you by name. Well, they know the guy over at Signet just bid into, they know you. But now that's just like the common mantra of the trader. The market makers are out to get you. You got to blame somebody else, but it's another excuse. Dave likes that excuse, don't you, Dave? The market makers. uh, The market makers are orders. So you are manipulating the market because they have the order. At the beginning of the day, if they give an order to a market maker to work all day, they know what they're going to be doing. So they'll futz around the market, creating or try to create selling by doing some low volume selling. You just hit the bid, hoping that entices more sellers, and they're sitting there in dark pools bidding artificial selling that they created. I was talking about that one here. Yeah, yeah. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.